All right, looks like we're live. This is let's see, episode 170 of the Guy Guns podcast. I'm your host Troy.
And I'm your other host, Doug.
We use this podcast to talk about God, guns, the responsible Christian gun owner's interest. On this week's show, we'll be talking about Christmas
Christmas
and hunting
time.
and Doug's duck hunting and Mike's sickness, his sickness, and all kinds of cool stuff.
I know. I've been tore up.
We've been hammered. All right, so I want to thank Farms Radio Network as our bandwidth sponsor.
Thank you, Jake.
Thanks, Jake. Thanks, appreciate that support. Also, don't want to forget
Crossbreed holsters. If you're carrying a gun on your person, you need to be carrying in a crossbreed holster. Crossbreedholsters.com. Carry it across.
All right, this week's Guy Gun activities, Doug. What you been up to?
Let's see. On the God activities, been doing my devotionals, my Sportsman's Daily Devotion every day. Church on Sunday. Sunday they had the. Our church usually doesn't have a choir. They usually have just a praise team that does music and stuff, leads worship. But they put together a choir for a Christmas special. So they did the Christmas special this past week, and really good. It was neat having a choir up there singing, and it was pretty good. One of the girls that I work with, her and her husband's in the choir, and they got a little boy that's like 7 years old, and he's standing up doing solos by himself. And
wow,
he could sing, man. He did a good job. So a lot of fun today. For if you got little kids listening to this, which probably not, but just in case, hold their ears for a second. Today I got to go down and do one of the things that gets me in the Christmas mood, probably more than anything. I go down every year. I've been doing it. We figured it up today. This was my 13th year doing it. I am actually Santa for a couple places, but one.
Oh, you're Santa helper, huh?
Yeah, one in particular. I go down. It's called Happy Hour is what they call it, but it's a several workshops for mentally challenged. They have a place to work. They can make money. They got group homes and different things. And so I have been doing that for them for the last 13 years. And I tell you what, man, it just makes you feel so good. I go in, I give out presents at their Christmas party for them. And they're all sitting there waiting, man. When I come in, man, it's like raise the roof time. They are fired up. And
Cool.
They're all wearing Santa Claus hats, and they got big T-shirts on that's got a picture of Santa on the front that says "I believe." And every one of them get one present. And if kids nowadays could actually go down there and see how happy they are because they got one thing, Christmas has gotten to the point where, it's not about what you get. It's how much money did you spend on me? How much money did you spend? But they get one present, and they are just tickle plum to death with whatever they get. And one of the folks, and they're older, they have to be 18 years old to work there before they can actually start. So some of them, over 13 years, I've seen a lot of them grow up. Some of them were adults then. They're old. They're getting old now. One of them, he walked up to me today, and when I walked in, I'm making the rounds, and everybody's shaking hands and hugging, and want to hug Santa. And he's like, Santa, I just want to tell you, thank you for my present last year. I said, oh, well, good. I said, you liked it. And he raised his arm up, and he had a watch on. He said, this is what you got me last year for Christmas. He said, it's still working. I said, well, good. And he told me what he wanted this time. I said, well, we'll see what we can do, And when he got his present, he got exactly what he wanted. So he was tickle plum to death. So I don't know, it makes you feel good, and to see that sparkle in their eye, man, because they're just so excited about Christmas time. But it's a lot of fun. Gun side, EDC. I was telling you a minute ago, I actually sold my little XDS 45 that I had.
Oh no!
I know. I had a.
You'll be buying another one. I know.
I've only had like 6 of them. You know, I have come to the conclusion that more firepower is better. You know, that one hold the ones I had that had the little short mags in it, so I could hold what five in a mag, one in the chamber. So I wound up selling it, got rid of it, and the next day I turned around and picked up a Glock 21.
Yeah.
It came with 3 13-round mags and night sights on it.
Cool.
So I picked it up for $100 less than what I sold the XDS for. So
there you go.
Now I got more firepower and $100 to buy more ammo. So
can't beat that.
I got it loaded up. All 3 mags are loaded up with Team Never Quit ammo. From
10% off this week.
I did 25%.
25% off.
I think it was 25%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to order
a deal,
some.
Man.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to order me some more.
I haven't spent everything I had up until election day on ammo and powder and bullets. I could buy some.
So you're stocked up for the moment.
I'm stocked up right now. Yeah, I'm stocked up.
Dude, I just missed out on a Kel-Tec Sub 2000 with Glock mags the other day. Palmetto State had them. I got the newsletter, and as soon as I saw it, I'm in. I jumped on it, went to go buy it, and as soon as I pulled it up on the website, temporarily out of stock. I was like, oh my goodness. Like, I am never going to get one.
Put one on order, man.
Huh?
You seem to put one on order.
I know. I want to get a good deal on you. You know me, I'm cheap, so
there ain't no good deals on those. You gonna have to pay full price for those, or maybe more.
Palmetto State had it for it was $449 with I think it had Glock 17 mags, but it was a Gen 2 the whole night. $449 is what it was. And I'm like, I'm there. That's me right there. Boom. Under $500. I'm getting it. Not. Didn't get it.
Oh.
So then the guy I go to church with and works with me, he walks up to us Sunday after church. He sees we're at Golden Corral, had the family out, and he says he come over to talk to me, and he pulls his phone out. He goes, "Hey, check out what I just got," and turns around and shows me a picture. It's a Kel-Tec Sub 2000 9mm with Glock mags. I'm like, dude, did you get the last one from Palmetto State or what? He said, no. He said, little town below us is called Cochran, Georgia. There's some dude's got an FFL license that runs out of his house, and he knows him, and he's had this thing on order for like 2 months, and it finally came in the other day, and he got it.
Wow.
I said, tell your buddy I want one. If he gets one, let me know.
Yeah.
So eventually I'm going to get one.
It's amazing. I mean, I wish Chad and those guys would be able to crank them out a little faster. It's just, you just can't find them. When you do find them, I mean, they're gone. I've sent you a couple links on them. By the time you go link on them, they're gone. I'm just going to go ahead and buy it next time I see one.
Hey, our little buddy Andrew down in Guatemala sent me a link on one. He goes, hey, I found you a Sub 2000. I was like, woo! I clicked on it, and as soon as I clicked on it, it said out of stock, gone. And I was like, man, I'm never going to get one of these things.
Next time I run across one, I want one too. But it's just not on that. It's not that far up the list. You know, it's like down number 4 or 5 right now. I've got a couple other things that are really high on my list right now. So. If I find a good deal, though, I'm just going to go ahead and pull the plug and get you one, and we'll work out a deal. We'll do some trading.
Hey, we could do that.
All right. So that's got your stuff?
That's me, man. What you been up to?
Well, let's see. I've been sick.
I know.
Cold over the internet. I've been hacking and coughing and everything. So I was supposed to go training last weekend. I was supposed to go to Bulwark's 3-day advanced pistol class. House clearing, wearing bulletproof vest and force on force, all kinds of good stuff. I was all excited for it, packed, and I kept getting like 2 days out. I started getting sick. I texted Eric. I said, man, I'm getting sick. I said, I'm fighting it. I'm fighting it. He said, keep fighting. Just keep fighting. So it's like the forecast for the weekend was like 20 degrees, 30-mile-an-hour winds, and rain and snow. And I was like, I'm already coughing and I can't hardly breathe. And then so I packed everything up, man. I was optimistic. I packed everything up, and at 4:00 in the morning, I got up and I couldn't breathe, and I was wheezing, and I was blowing snot. I had everything by the door ready to throw in the truck, and I texted Eric. I said, I ain't gonna make it.
Can't do it.
I said, I can't do it, man. I said, I'll be dead with pneumonia before the end of the day. I said, I'm standing out in that wind all day. I ain't gonna make it. And I was taking all the stuff I had to take. Yeah, I tried to kill this thing, drinking water like crazy, trying to flush it out. He's like, it's all right, man. You catch the next one. I'm like, man, I want to be a winter soldier. And he just started laughing. He. If y'all know who Eric is, he is a soldier. I'm not. But for him that afternoon, he goes, we had to cancel the class. He said the government closed the base.
Oh, jeez.
So the whole class was canceled, which is sad. I mean, I'm sure he was at quite a bit of investment, and but I plan on taking the next class, barring some kind of catastrophe or illness. And so I didn't go to class. I didn't go to church either. So let's see. On the God side, I'm still trying to catch up. I've been taking this opportunity to catch up on my reading of the Bible through in a year. I'm hoping to make it by the end of the year. If I don't, I can read on into January. It's all right. But that's what I'm working on the Bible side. Of course, been sick. I've had to do some trustee stuff in the middle of this. We had some insurance policies change, and the insurance company we had change. And so I've been talking with insurance agents and looking over the policies. And for church, it's got, I think there's we originally had 7 different buildings on this property that we now have 3 we've tore down. And I'm going through this thing, and I found that we're paying insurance on 4 houses or 3 houses we've had torn down for 5 years. We got vehicles on there. I'm like, who's been reviewing this thing? So I've been going through that. So they're revising that policy. Been doing that. That's all kinds of fun church stuff. And then so the wife and kids go to church. I'm at home sick, and I got a text. Hey man, I'm running a little late from the guy that was covering it. And like, oh, okay. And so I texted the other guy that was supposed to be covering for me, and he's like, yeah, I'm here. And so we're cool. And the next thing I get is a text from the guy that runs the sound system. Hey, we got a situation up here. We got a guy in the back row that's acting real weird. He's got a pocket knife out, and he's playing with a pocket knife in the back row. And I'm like, dude, I'm 40 miles away. It's like, I said, get some people near him and be ready to tackle him. I said, is anybody armed? And I'm 3 of these guys I've given classes to. I'm like, you guys got to take your guns. That's another topic for another day. But guys, if you got a concealed carry license, you need to be carrying.
Carry it.
I don't know. You ain't gonna carry your gun. Don't even get a license. Be another sheep. I mean, at least carry a taser or a pocket knife or stun gun, something. So I tell them, stay close. If he acts like a nut, take him to the ground. Somebody's going to get stuck probably, but that's your only option. And so get a hold of the other guy that's supposed to be doing security. He goes down there to watch. And then they said, oh, by the way, somebody else was up in the other building earlier. And so I'm doing all this coordinating on my phone. I'm looking on my phone because I can access the cameras from anywhere. And so I'm on my phone looking, and I'm got my iPad up looking on the cameras, and I'm texting back and forth between the different people. I'm like, we just weren't prepared for that. So I'm lock down A building, lock down B building where the kids are in case this is just a distraction to get you guys drawn away from. So lock up the kids building, post people up there, and keep your eyes looking out in the parking lot. If this is just a distraction. So we had 2-3 people sitting by this guy. He didn't do anything through service, got up and walked out. We found out later that he'd just got out of drug rehab or something, was on probation, and was invited by one of his family members. We found that out later. But the next day, he robbed a store across the street from the church. So, so we dodged a bullet on that one. But, one thing that did was it woke people up that weren't taking it serious. One of the guys was giving me the hardest time about having the security and the cameras and all that was the guy that texted me first, said, "Hey, we got a situation." And I was like, "Are you joking with me?" Because he's always, like cutting on me with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I'm serious. I'm like, okay, then this is what you need to do. And so I started putting out messages for what people needed to do, where they needed to go, and he got on board. So it was a learning experience, another one. But these incidences, if you guys have been following along, it's getting to be more and more common for people that act like nuts at our church for some reason. But luckily, there's not been anything serious so far. It's just been people acting kooky. But as the world gets more and more crazy, I expect to have more and more problems.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, what else do we do in church? Yeah. So that was pretty much the God side of it. Of course, EDC. Even when I'm sick, I put on pants in the holster here at the house and have a gun on me. And had a couple orders this week for patches and stuff for Christmas stocking stuffers and things like that.
Nice.
So been making some runs to the post office. What else do we do? Oh, those the glasses I mentioned last week are the top bifocals, are SSP Eyewear. They are a Veterans Family of Brands company, and I got 2 sets. I got a set, and they've got bifocals on the top, up here at the top. So when you're looking through, you're looking through your scope, they're at the top, right where you need to see her. Or then you're looking through your sights, they're up here at the top, the top of the glass. So, if you're looking through a pistol, you usually aim through the top of your glasses, and they make your front sight completely clear. They make your scope completely clear. And so it's an awesome product. The only thing that doesn't work for me is that I have a little bit of astigmatism. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly or not, but in my right eye, I have a little bit of astigmatism. And so that's why I wear these shooting driving glasses. Otherwise, I wouldn't need them. But what that means is if you have a red dot and you don't have a correction for the astigmatism, it looks like a blob. The red dot's not a round little dot. It's like a little squiggly line. I don't know how else to describe it. So it doesn't really center. So these don't have a correction for astigmatism. So I might have to get a prescription to shoot pistol, but they work great for rifle. So the crosshairs, everything are fine and everything for rifle. So that'll be a good addition for me when I hunt for the rifle.
Cool.
And shoot long range. So that's going to be great for that. And it works good for, using the front sight. I mean, front sight's perfectly clear, lined up. Awesome. And I really like them. So, and they're a V5 member. So Veterans Family Brand. So you guys can check that out. And again, the name of that company is SSP Eyewear. They are not a sponsor of the show, but I like them.
There you go.
What else was it? Been moving my range. I got most of the steel targets moved up to the farm here. And went down yesterday and I remembered we were talking about a friend who has an RV and how their RV was leaking. And I thought, I haven't winterized my RV. I was like, oh man, well, it's in the shop, so it's staying warmer than it would be if it was sitting outside, but it's in that shop building I built. And so I was like, I gotta go. And so I jumped in the truck and drove down to Glasgow and spent probably 2 hours in like 18-degree weather, blowing all the lines out and draining all the drains out of that camper, because I meant to take it down to the Iraqi veterans shoot,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was going to take it on this class that I was going to this last weekend, and I thought, well, I'll just winterize it when I got done with that. And then I remembered that I didn't winterize it, and it was like 18. Going to be like 10 or what was it last night? 18, 17, 18 degrees here last night. So I ran in there real quick and blew all the water out of it. So that was my week. And EDC check, of course, the Glock 19 with the Suarez slide on it. And I've got the Surefire light on the bottom there. And I've got the Triticon RMR and the XS suppressor height sights on the front, and it's not got a dot, so it doesn't where it shouldn't be. Everything else is pretty much the same. I've taken a Dremel tool to this and did a little bit of undercut. I'm thinking I'm going to have to put a little bit more undercut on it because it just still bite me a little bit when I shoot. And I picked up a Gabe Suarez Magwell to put on here, but I'm not doing it right for some reason. So that's, make sure I don't shoot myself. I'll put back my holster. Carrying 2 spare Glock 17 mags for the backup mags. So I got 2 extra rounds. And I picked up a bunch of these P mags, the new Glock P mags 17s.
Mm-hmm.
So I like them. I mean, they don't have a window in them, but that keeps less debris out of them anyway. But I like them so far. They work fine. I don't have any problems. I was so excited about this class, man. I had all my magazines marked up that I was going to take. Had all of them with my name on them. I already had like 10 of them loaded up, ready for the ready for the class. Had my speed loader in there and had an ammo can with about 800 rounds of ammo, and they had like 200 rounds of premium ammo. And so I was really excited about the class. I'm bummed I didn't get to go. Of course, if I got out there and it was canceled, I've been even worse shape.
Yeah.
So, oh, if you can see over my shoulder here, my Vanna White, that's Puff over there. So for you guys that wonder what Puff is, 50 round drum on it, Ford Assist, and SIG arm brace. I think I'm just going to go ahead and do a Form 4 and convert that over to SBR. I really like Puff a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Puff stays with me in my truck, and Puff is beside my bed. I've got a Glock, like you, I've got a Glock 21 Gen 3 SF with Blackhawk light XS big dot sights on it. I really like the gun. I love to shoot it, but it's really hard to conceal for me. I've never really been able to conceal it that well. So I never carried it. That's why I went to the 19 instead of the 45. And then Puff is right in arm's reach from the bed. And anytime I'm traveling, it's in the back, right where I can reach it in the back seat. So 50 rounds of 308, ready to rock and roll. We need to.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right. So, Comedy Corner, what you got for us?
Comedy Corner. Today is called a little joke called Mistletoe. Shortly before Christmas, a businessman was anxious to get home. The business trip had been grueling, and he was not in a particularly good mood. In the airport, loudspeaker was blaring Christmas carols, and he was sick of hearing them. He thought their decorations were pretty tacky. The worst decoration, he thought, was some plastic mistletoe that was hung over the luggage scale. Being in a grumpy mood, he said to the woman behind the counter, even if I wasn't married, I wouldn't kiss you. And she said, well, that's not what it's there for, said the attendant. It's there so you can kiss your luggage goodbye.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
You know, knock on something, knock on wood. Um, I don't think I've ever lost anything traveling.
Even while you're in the Air Force?
Mm-mm. Nope.
Well, I've had them lose lots of things for me.
The worst thing that ever happened to me, I guess, was my suitcase didn't get on the plane that I was on, and it was a plane behind, so it came in, I don't know, about an hour and a half after I'd gotten there. So I just had to kind of wait for it for a little bit, but
Yeah.
you know, time you get through going through not necessarily customs, but you know, time you taxi around, get off on your spot, and find your way to the luggage rack, it takes a good hour.
Yep. All right, so we got some listener feedback. You want to take that first one, or
Man, yeah, we did have some. This is an iTunes review, 5 stars.
Woohoo!
Says great program by Chrome Dude. He said, just listened to my first episode and really enjoyed the show, guys. Keep up the good work.
Awesome.
I know, right?
Cool. You read the next one?
Sure. Another iTunes review, 5 stars. And this is by Beretta27. He says, hey, Troy and Doug, I just wanted to say how much I appreciate you guys and your unwavering dedication to Jesus and also to firearms. I'm a youth pastor up in Pennsylvania who loves his firearms and loves how you guys tithe in scriptures as well as everyday experiences in ministry and family. We need more men like you guys in our church and in our country. It all starts with Jesus. Thank you for making him famous. God bless you and your families. Again, that was from Beretta27.
Very cool. 2 nice ones there.
Yeah, 2 good ones.
Cool. Let's see. I'll take this next one here. We got.
Go ahead. When you, I was gonna say, when I first read the one you're fixing to read, I thought it said Mike Pence. I was like, no way he listens.
No. I don't know, but we'll see. This is hey brother, just want to say y'all keep up the fight and always keep God first, and everything else will fall into place. Appreciate you guys so much for what y'all do and for what you stand for. God bless. Mike Prince. Not
Prince.
Prince, not Pence.
I thought that was pretty funny the first time I saw that.
Let's see. I got a Facebook post here. It says, awesome podcast, and that's from Don Norton. That was a Facebook post. What else? Oh, this one here is, I'll let you take this one. The one with the picture. Did you see it?
Yeah, this was pretty cool. I commented back. This is from Daniel J. Straight. He said, I saw this on the way home the other day and had to smile. It made me think of Doug. It's a picture of a Dodge 4x4 from the backside, and it says, it's got a picture of a duck on the back windshield, and it says Michigan Duck Mafia. I love it.
That's funny. Excuse me. You guys can see I'm still coughing. Next one says, hey, Troy, love your show. So glad I found your podcast. Look forward to listening every week. I've been wanting to get into deer hunting, but not sure where to start. I'm thinking of a 270 or a 30-06 cartridge, and some people from my church have said a good rifle would be a Winchester 70 or a Remington 700 or a Vanguard Weatherby. Just wanted your guys' opinion on these, and if you have any other budget-minded suggestions for a beginner. Thanks for your time, and God bless. There's a lot of options out there for deer hunting. I mean, depending on where you're hunting, if some states you're only allowed to shoot shotguns in some states, so you need to check your laws and see what you're allowed to shoot, what cartridges and things like that. Every state's a little bit more crazy than the next, but as far as a good budget one, I mean, the new Ruger Americans are like awesome. The Savage 111s with the Accu triggers, those are great bolt action rifles.
Yeah, the Savage Axis is another great one too. It comes with the Accu trigger, and it's a it's a budget minded. Most of them, it comes with the scope and everything already on it.
Yeah, I mean, with deer hunting, you don't need anything more than like a 2-7 or a 3-9 for most. Well, unless you live out in Montana or where you're shooting long range, then you're going to need a 300 Win Mag or something. You're going to be shooting long distances. But for most people that deer hunt in the Southeast, again, it depends on your terrain, or southeastern boys. So, a 30 or 30-06 or a 270. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of those. 308. I like a 308 cartridge because it's really versatile. I mean, if you decide you want an AR-10 later on, you get the same ammo, and you don't have to buy two different forms of ammo. If you decide you want to reload later, you can reload 308 for varmint. You can reload them for deer, or you can reload them for ball just to shoot. So that's one of the reasons I like the 308 cartridge. But I mean, really, it just depends on your preference.
I'm
really,
me personally. I've tried. I've had 270s, 30-06s, 308s. I have a 7 mag. I have several other ones, but my go-to gun has always been. I always go back to it every time. It's a 30-06. They got a lot of different weights on bullets and stuff that you can do different things with. You can go to a lighter bullet for reaching out and shooting a little faster. If you go elk hunting, you can load up something a little bit hotter and a little bit heavier to knock down bigger game with. To me, it's just an all-around great cartridge.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with a 30-06. I mean, if you're a small person, you plan on shooting a lot, you want to buy a heavier gun. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
If you plan on stalking deer, you want a lighter gun. But cartridge is really, it's depending on what kind of range you're talking about shooting. As far as optics, you want a good optic on a deer rifle. If you're going to be shooting anything of any kind of distance, you're going to spend you probably would spend as much on your rifle, on your scope, as you would your rifle.
Mm-hmm.
A good set of quality rings, and then you'd be set to go, man. You go out there and zero it in and figure out your adjustments you need to make at different ranges, and just go out there and slug one.
How do you like to set your rifles in? Do you
for a deer?
Well, yeah, for deer hunting in general.
I set mine at 100 yards. I don't usually. If I was going to shoot deer, I wouldn't be shooting much more than 100 yards right here anyway. I mean, so many hills and valleys, and I just go ahead and set up my tag on my stock for how much adjustment I need to make for up to 200 yards. I wouldn't shoot anything over 200 yards around here, pretty much.
I shoot, like I said, I shoot at 30-06 most of the time, and I usually sight mine in where I'm an inch to an inch and a half high of bullseye at 100 yards. So I can reach out 200 yards. I'm usually dead on the money.
Yeah.
300 yards, I might be just a touch low, but for the most part, I'm dead on the money with that as well.
Yeah. With my, what I've been shooting for deer hunting was at 25-06, and I've got it zeroed in at 100 yards when I do deer hunting. But whenever I go to switch to use it for coyote, I switch it out to 400 yards, and then I'm set up, because most of the times I'm shooting coyote, I'm shooting 200-300 yards. So anywhere in that within 3 or 4 inches, the cartridge is so flat till you get out to 450, 500 yards, starts dropping, and then it doesn't really drop. I think 800 yards, if you're zeroed at 200 yards, I think at 800 yards it drops 30 28, 30 inches with the load I'm shooting. It's a flat shooting. I love that cartridge. When you hit a coyote, he don't go far. When he stops rolling, it's about as far as he went. But
he gone.
Cool. Yeah. He gone. Yeah. I would just, honestly, you probably need to talk to your local guys there. They're going to know what's probably going to be the best for you. But as far as, there's a lot of great entry level rifles out there. Again, the Ruger New American rifle the Savage with the Axis. Is that what you said?
Mhm.
Is I seen that at NRA show. Then the old Savage 110s, 111s. Those are great guns with AccuTriggers triggers in them. Great for deer rifles. And then anything. It depends on what you like. I mean, you can get you a lever action 30-30 around here and do okay.
Nah. Dude, the biggest deer I ever shot, I shot with a lever action 30-30, and it got up and I didn't get it. Me and my dad was hunting. It was a 14 point. He was huge.
Oh my gosh.
Huge. And I did not get him with a 30-30, so I just got a bad taste. I mean, they're good guns.
Yeah.
I'd love another one, but I just got a bad taste in my mouth after that. I was like, I didn't want another one for nothing.
Dad won a 30-30. I might have told y'all this before. Dad won a 30-30 Winchester, and I swear I couldn't hit nothing with that thing. I don't know what it was, but you couldn't hit the broadside of Martin with the thing. And I took it and traded it for a shotgun. Took it back to that. It was your cousin Sprouse's dad there.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was his store was giving one away.
Mm-hmm.
My dad won. Oh, y'all want to hear about our old stories. All right, so excuse me, I want to go coughing. Talk to him for a second, Doug.
I'll tell you what. One thing I do want, not necessarily 30-30, but lever action wise, I want a Henry 44 lever action so bad I can't stand it.
Oh yeah, I'm back.
I'm going to just break down and put me one on level and get it.
Yeah, it's I want a 4570 government Henry, so I want the big bore. I love that 4570 round. I had one in the New England Farms handy rifle. You talking about kicking your arm off? Yeah. I put a limb saver on that thing. It's a single shot breech, but I love shooting that round. It was just so much power and was accurate. I mean, once you're dialed in, man, you could hit with the thing. It was consistent, and there's something about a 405 green bullet,
One of the guys one of the sporting goods stores that I deal with and I buy stuff from all the time. I was in there the other day and they had a Marlin lever action 450, and
oh yeah,
man, I was like, it had a ported barrel on it, and it was nice. And I like, why would I want to get that? I wanted it just because I ain't got one. But I'm like, what would I do with it? Because I ain't gonna shoot it because it hurts too bad to pull the trigger on them things.
You get your limb saver, you'll be all right.
That's a lot I could take it back when I was younger, but I don't know now.
Oh, you ain't that soft yet.
No, but I've turned into a wuss. I don't like all that kicking.
That's different being a rifle and a shotgun. Shotgun wear you out all day long.
Well, I got that Beretta. Or not Beretta. God, what am I thinking about here? I have a Benelli Vinci that's inertia driven. I shoot them 3-inch magnums out of that thing all day long, and it doesn't faze me at all.
My cough's coming back. All right, let me get these Bible verses out before I lose my voice tonight.
All
right. So coming from 2 Corinthians 12, verse 9, ESV version. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly of my weakness, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to hold it together here. I'm going to get another drink here. I pretty much don't have to comment on that. It pretty much says it for itself. But so here's Paul talking about that he complained about an illness. We don't know what the illness was. A lot of people think it was poor eyesight. His meeting Jesus on the road to Damascus. Maybe it was from all the beatings he'd taken. I mean, he'd been stoned, 2 or 3 times at least?
A couple times.
beaten, flogged, all kinds of stuff, shipwrecks. I mean, all kinds of things that hadn't happened to Paul for the sake of Christ. But he had prayed that God would remove whatever this ailment, illness, or infirmity they had, and Jesus' answer was that my grace is sufficient for you, and my power is made perfect in weakness. So what God is saying is, there are things about us that we don't like, that we wish we were more perfect. We wish that we didn't have to deal with. You guys know I deal with fighting my weight all the time. It's a battle of my whole life of trying to keep my weight down where I don't get too far out of shape. And so it's a constant battle for me. And I feel like Paul in that regard, that I continually get tripped up by that in my life. And I've had sin in my life that I've had to keep on asking forgiveness for. It kept stumbling over the same sin. Paul is not really in sin here, but he's in a situation where he has some kind of that he's asking to be relieved from. And Christ's answer to him was, no, my grace is sufficient to cover it. And so there are things that are going to be in your life that you are going to want God to remove, but I believe God leaves them there so that you have to put your faith and trust in him. For me, teaching was like the most scary thing in my life. When I was 17, our teacher for a college career class quit and moved away. And so we didn't have a teacher. And so I stepped up and took the class, because if not, there was no class for us to have. That wasn't because I wanted to do that. It's because there was a need. And so that's when I first started teaching at 17. And I was the biggest introvert there was. I mean, Doug can tell you, I wasn't like the most well-known person in the school. I was the one who was in the back of the class, didn't raise my hand unless made to or whatever. But, in our weakness, God can shine. So where we are weak at, where we trip up, and we have the grace of God to fall back on and say, see, I mess up. Because you guys can look at me and tell that I don't have a face for radio or TV, either one. But God's grace is sufficient. And for some reason, you guys listen. So here I am. And I let God use me. And I try to make sure I let God lead and keep my my pride in check. But that's a verse that is very comforting to me, to know that, even when we mess up, God gets the glory.
Uh-huh.
Right? We can see it in David's life. If you go through any of the great people of the Bible, they've all got some kind of quirk. They've all got some kind of problem that trips them up. And God is the one that is the only one that's been perfect. He's the only one that can go through and be the example. So that's our Bible verse for the week, 2 Corinthians 12:9. Doug, you want to comment in there?
I mean, like you said, it pretty much speaks for itself. We're all flawed, but God's grace covers us.
Yeah. I mean, if we were perfect, we wouldn't need Jesus, right? So, hey, that's why we give all glory to God and all glory to Jesus, because he's the only one worthy of praise, not us.
Yep.
All right, so you can help out our show. We're going to try and block this up so I don't wear you out with this, but Patreon, we got some great Patreon people, and I meant to put everybody's name here this week. I apologize. Tim, I know Tim is one of our top contributors, and I want to remember him. He's like the number one contributor to the show, and I will have the rest of you guys' names in the show notes. I apologize. I thought I had those in there, but I messed up. Sorry. But Patreon is, if you want to support our show, you go in there and you can support. It can be $1. It could be up to, as much as you want to give. I mean, Tim's, he's up there. We really appreciate the support. So if you don't want to, hey, you don't have to, but we appreciate it if you do. And that was at the request of some of our listeners, and our boys down in Guatemala told us we ought to get on there too. So we did. T-shirts, I got some T-shirts available. XL large is I'm out of. They're supposed to be in sometime this week, I hope. the new design t-shirts. I'm waiting until I sell enough of these older ones I've already got in stock to go out and spend another $500 or $600 to get a bunch of new shirts printed up. So I'm trying to get all these older style ones sold out first. So if you want a Guiding Guns original t-shirt, we've got quite a few of those still in stock. But I will probably be going ahead and placing that order by the end of the year at least. So we have them for the new year. Vinyl bumper stickers. We've got a few of those left. Probably, I can see the card over there on the floor. It looks like we got about 20 something left. I don't know the stock amount is on the website, on the web store. So y'all can buy those. They're $3 plus postage. I think it's what, $3.50 is what I'm selling them for. And if you buy it with something else, and we'll figure something else, throw in something extra for you. And then we've got the patches, which are selling really well. You can see, get the Guiding Guns patch up here on this Condor patch hat. And we've got quite a few of those left. When I get down in the teens, I'll go ahead and place another order to replenish those from Patriot Patch Guys. All right, so our main topic, talking about what's coming up soon here, Doug. Doug, you still with me?
I'm here. Christmas.
Doug.
Christmas. I was muted. My dogs were barking. I haven't hit my button. Sorry about that.
Oh,
But Christmas is coming.
Christmas is coming. So I don't know what you guys got planned. It seems like to me that we have been busier than I've ever been. Of course, we're in the middle of moving still, and so we got that. We've got family everywhere, and my parents just moved back to Florida for the winter, and I don't know where anything's. I know where all my guns are. I know where my ammo's at.
Hey, that's the most important thing, right?
And I got all my gun tools here. I got my reloader. I've got everything in my room. It's not quite all organized yet, but I'm getting there. And so I'm looking forward to Christmas, just to kick back for this next, the week of Christmas. I'm not going to do jack, man. We're not going to be running and driving and hauling stuff. We're just going to spend time with family and eat too much and have games and stuff like that. And that's what our plans are.
We are going to probably go chill out, stay at the house. Our big Christmas festivities are on Christmas Eve, so all the kids are coming over and do gift exchange and all that good stuff Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day. I think the church is having something like at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be like a short service, but they're doing something, so we'll probably go to that.
That too.
I really need to put a couple more deer in the freezer. So between now and then, hopefully they're going to cut us some slack at work and let us off early a few days for shopping and hunting and whatever else.
Close to holidays?
Mm-hmm.
The hospital's going to let you have time? Seems like it's a busy time, I would think.
Oh, it's always a busy time at the hospital, man. There's always stuff going on. Everybody bailed on me today, left me there, watching the troops today. So I had to stay till 5. We had our Christmas lunch. About 2 o'clock they started letting people bail. I had to stay till 5. So anyway, whatever, let me off early when I get ready to go to Arkansas in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. So you going back when? End of the year?
I will be back out there the first week of January, actually.
So you're going to leave out, let's see, the first is on Sunday, isn't it? So leave out
first,
second. You're going to leave out that weekend?
Probably going to leave the 3rd. We're hunting Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Coming home Sunday, the end of the week, and then I'm going to be home for 2 weeks, and then I'm going to Florida to Lake Talquin, crappie fishing for 3 days. Yeah, so
how far down's that?
It's about 4 hours south of me. It's down not too far below Tallahassee. So not too bad.
Okay.
But we got a cabin. We got a cabin rented down there, and we're gonna take a couple boats and us diehard. There's a couple diehards that I fish with that
Yeah.
it don't matter if it rains or snows or whatever. You know, we're going to be out there.
Yeah. I'm tentatively planning on going to SHOT this year.
Are you?
Yeah. I didn't know if I was going to go or not. I kept getting an invitation, and I got they sent me the tickets and all the passes and stuff to get in. And then our buddies at the Veterans Family Brands, Casey and those guys, been inviting me out there. They've got a pre-show 15th and 16th, 15th, 16th, 17th, maybe 2 or 3 days there, like Monday through Tuesday or Wednesday. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and go out there, barring the unforeseen, since I'm off the hook for jury duty.
There you
since
go.
I moved, I don't have jury duty unless the guy from down there calls up here to this county and tells them, "Hey, you need to put him on jury duty."
SHOT's January, right? Middle of January.
Yeah, third week of January. Let's see. It starts officially starts, I think, the 17th to the 20th. Media day is 16th. So, and then Veterans Family Brands has got their Try It and Buy It event 15th, 16th, maybe the 17th. I don't have it up in front of me right now, but I've been posting it on Facebook, advertising for that. So they're trying to get a lot of people there. That's going to be Reaper Outdoors. It's going to be, help me out here. I got Snake River Ammunition, Team Never Quit.
Yep.
Reaper Ammo, and of course SSP Eyewear and Axelson Tactical, and I mean there's a ton of the guys out there now. I'm sorry, I keep fighting this microphone. It keeps going lower and down on me here. Keeps falling towards the floor. Gravity. So we've got those guys gonna be having their show there in Vegas a couple days before SHOT. I'm going to try to hang out with those guys and talk to them.
That'd be a lot of fun.
See the new products. Yeah, I hope to. It's just loosely, tentatively. Yeah, I'm going, and I was just going to go by myself and take the camper and just find a campground nearby and set up and just go to the show, live on the cheap, and wife said, no, we're going with you. So now it's going to triple expense. It's going to take a couple of extra days of driving out, a couple of extra days driving back. But I will have 2 extra drivers because Daphne will have her license by then, and she's got her permit now. And Krista would be able to drive. And then
you gonna let them pull the camper?
No, we'll just take a van if they're going. We're just gonna.
Oh, you just stay out there.
We'll just get a condo out there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm getting into coughing again. You're going to cover it.
Well, hey, if you take the crew out there, they're going to want to stay in the luxury side, so they'll want to get them a condo or something.
Yeah, mom and dad's got a ton of condo points. I don't know. They've got all those Hilton stuff they bought for years, and they go to waste every year because we don't ever use them. And I told her, I said, hey, we may be going to Vegas, see if you can get a condo. She got me a condo year before last. I didn't get to go last year. Year before last, she got me a condo. It was humongous. I mean, it was like 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. And I'm like, I don't need that big. She says it's the same points as the other. I mean, I could have rented it out. Out to other guys that SHOT. I had enough room for you and your wife and all your kids, and my wife and all her kids. It was huge. So I was in there by myself in this big, huge condo. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Yeah. So we might be going back out there to SHOT, and then you go and be duck hunting at the same time, I think, or something, aren't you?
I am. I'm gonna be in it. January, I'm going to be in and out of Arkansas a bunch.
Yeah. They'll be all spooked by the time that time rolls around there, won't they? Won't they be? They're just bird brains, you mean?
They
get tricked pretty easy.
Well, you do a pretty good job of tricking them, but the colder it gets up north, it pushes that migration down south. So hopefully Arkansas will be loading up with fresh birds all the time. But they get shot at from Canada all the way down to Louisiana. So there's nothing new for them. But they got to eat, they got to fly, and they got to get water. So you just got to be set up in one of those spots and sweet talk them into coming in and landing.
Be better than all the guys before you.
That's it. We're gonna hit it in the morning and see what we can do, and give it a whirl.
Cool deal. Yeah, we've got several people that we've been wanting to get on here, but with me being sick and Doug being sick, and our schedules just have not met up. And we appreciate you guys listening, but didn't have a whole lot. We were happy that Trump has won, and we're hoping that the Russians don't mess it up. And I don't know if y'all heard Obama's thing. I don't want to make this about politics, but man, an hour and a half speech today, and it was just a rambling mess.
When is it not?
Oh, it was sad. It was sad.
I saw a cartoon today. Somebody had sent it to me. It was a picture of Putin, and it said, if I was going to mess with an election, Obama wouldn't have been the president for the last 8 years.
That's right. Oh no! I mean, if you wanted to destroy America, you could have picked a better person.
True.
So, I don't want to talk about politics anymore. I want everybody to have a Merry Christmas. And I want this season to be over with, but I just can't believe they won't let it go. So
can't do it.
Can't let it go. We wish you guys a Merry Christmas. I'm sure we'll be back on before then, unforeseen. But just if you guys got Christmas stories you want to tell us, let us know. We'd like to hear about what y'all's Christmas traditions are. I remember growing up as a kid, we'd go eat early in the morning. No, we go hunting first thing in the morning. We go out and hunt for rabbit. First thing in the morning, we go hunting for rabbit. Then we go and quail. And then we come into the house, warm up. It seemed like it was always snowing.
Oh yeah,
knock snow off of us, and then eat a big old bunch of greasy, fat food, and sit around and talk for a little while. And then we get our gear back on. We go back out and go hunting again.
Back to the woods.
And we bring all those rabbits and quail in and clean them, and we'd have those for breakfast the next morning. Seemed like we always had breakfast the next morning. We'd have a bunch of rabbit and for breakfast, and gravy and biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'd have quail in the afternoon and eat quail with our afternoon fare. And man, those was just seemed like nobody had to be anywhere. Nobody had to go anywhere. Nobody was working.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody had head off like a whole week. It seemed like everybody had time to spend with each other. And now it's like you gotta wait for people to get off from work to come eat. And you gotta wait for people to, have to leave to go to work. And it's like, man, nobody ever gets to be together anymore.
Mm-mm.
So, what was y'all's traditions? Same as us?
Pretty much same as you. Yeah, we grew up right there together and stuff. And, we'd get up first thing in the morning and open presents. And then we'd have mom put on the spread. We'd have big lunch and take a little nap. And we'd head back to the bedroom, man, and get the shotguns and throw the hunting clothes on, and we'd take off and be gone.
Yep.
I'd round up the beagles, and hopefully they was still there and didn't leave without us. And if they did, you just tried to catch up with them and hunt them anyway. So
yeah, we had Beagle Hound never stayed home. Run all the time. Just lay down for like 2 days, just dead tired.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'd take off again. She'd come back with a rabbit. like every day she came back another rabbit. We couldn't keep that dog around.
You know,
She's a great hunter.
I can remember, man, Christmas out on the farm after we moved out there. I remember one of the first years we were there, me and my brother got Daisy BB guns, the pump up. We had the pump up ones, not the little levers.
Oh yeah.
And we had I don't know if you remember, out by the house, there was an old barn set back there. We had hay and stuff up in it. On the backside there was a little chicken barn that set off the side that was fenced off where the cows couldn't get to it. So me and my brother, we collected every Coke can, Coke bottle, Pepsi, tomato can, whatever, green bean cans, whatever mom was cooking for Christmas. We pulled those cans out and we hung them on the fence posts and hung them on the electric fence and everywhere else. And then we get up in the barn loft with them BB guns, man, and pretend like we were snipers,
Yeah.
Pick off them cans. We sat there. There ain't no telling how many thousands of BBs is back on in the little area right there behind the house. But, it wasn't nothing for us, Troy. We get out at Christmas, you eat lunch, whatever. I can remember 12, 13 years old going to get my shotgun and take off.
Yep.
Head back to the woods behind the house or go get the beagles, go rabbit hunting. And my dad never had any concern about me taking a gun and going out and doing nothing.
Yeah. It was a different time. I mean, I remember my dad, I've told y'all this before, but my dad would buy me a brick of 500 22 rounds. May use his lever action Winchester rifle, a 22 rifle, and I would sit out in the field and shoot groundhogs from the time I got home from school until they got home ready to eat supper. I'd go out and shoot groundhogs. I'd shoot any kind of varmint pest there was around, rats in the barn, stuff like that. And I mean, from the time I was 7, 7, 8 years old, I had 22. I was out shooting all the time. My first gun I got was of course a BB gun when I was 3. And I got a shotgun when I was 7. I got a BB gun. I got a 22 rifle when I was 8 or 9. And then I just kept getting guns and never stopped. just every time every time we'd sell pigs, or every time we'd sell bottled calves, or every time we'd have a tobacco crop or a sweet corn crop or something, I have enough money, I'd buy me another gun or upgrade my motorcycle or something like that. Those are just awesome times. I remember used to just ride the roads, these country roads back here in Kentucky back in the 70s and 80s. You could ride the country roads. Nobody cared. 10, 12, 13 years old, riding a motorcycle over to your friend's house, and y'all go, put your fishing poles on the bicycle and go to the pond and go fishing. Go down to another pond, shoot turtles, and just that's kind of the reason we wanted to move back up here to the farm, just so the kids could have that kind of experience. They could just, my son can go out and he's got a 22 pistol and 22 rifle. He can go out and shoot groundhogs and shoot. If there's any groundhogs left, I haven't found any yet. Found like coyotes. That's what I'm getting ready to set up for is coyotes. We're going to get us a collar and go out and some night vision and start shooting some coyotes around here.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. That's some of the Christmas stuff. Maybe he won't listen to this show.
I hear you. Yeah, I can remember this day, my very first shotgun I got. My grandfather, I used to be big into baseball. I lived and breathed it. Dad coached, and that's all I did. I was, summer league, fall league, winter league, traveling teams. But I was 10 years old, and my grandfather was at one of my games, and he would always stand right behind the umpire at home plate, and I pitched. So every time I would throw, if he didn't call it a strike, my grandpa would yell at him. He needed some new glasses, or he needed something.
Was that Van Meter?
Oh yeah, yep,
yeah.
And so he was quite the trip. When I was 10 years old, I remember we just got done playing a game, and he's like, "Come out here to the car for a minute." So he walks me out there and opens the trunk up. In the bottom of the trunk was a brand new Mossberg 520 gauge.
Woo.
And man, I thought I was just in heaven. He gave me that gun, and I still have that gun to this day. It's sitting over here in the safe, and it looks new as far as the bluing and stuff on it. Looks good. Yeah. Now the wood stock on it stuff a little bit. It's got some nicks and scratches here. It's got some characteristic to it, but it still shoots. It still works. Works like a champ.
Yeah, when Mom and Dad moved to Florida, they divvied up the guns between me and my brother, and I got his Colt revolver that I could never touch as a kid. It was that nickel-plated new Frontier Scout, and 22 Magnum, and a beautiful gun. I wanted that thing for years. I never could touch it. I mean, even until I guess I was probably 25 before he ever let me go shoot the thing. But that was his pride and joy. Just a beautiful, beautiful gun and presentation case and all that. And got my grandfather's, several years ago, I got my grandfather's old humpback Browning shotgun. And then, I got the old Winchester I was talking about a while ago. He gave me that one on lever action because I had so many years of, I'd shot so many rounds to that thing, the firing pin was wore off. A new firing pin to put in it because it wouldn't shoot like every fourth time you would shoot the thing. The firing pin was wore out. And the rifles in the barrel are back gone, but I'm going to restore it back, have it ready to go. And I got my great grandfather's shotgun on the collection, and then I've got another great grandfather's revolver, a 45 revolver that he had on the collection. And I got a 22 bolt action I learned how to shoot with when I was about 3 to 7 or 8. I shot as a Remington 101 bolt action. You know, you pull that little round knob back, single shot. Like everybody in the country had one. Back then, every farmer in the country had a little single shot. You shoot shorts, longs, long rifles. And man, I tell you, those are like the prized possessions in my safe. I've got guns that are worth what those are, but those are the ones that, you know, I'm most proud to have, you know, that were handed down from generation to generation. And I'm looking forward to be able to hand them down to my kids and help them understand the memories that go along with it.
Yeah, it's like I got my dad's Winchester Model 97 pump. It's got the hammer on it.
Yeah, it's a nice gun.
And man, you talk about rabbit hunting. We rabbit hunt with that gun, and we used to knock the far out of some rabbits with that thing, man.
Yeah,
but a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, let's roll this show out. People getting tired of listening to this. Reminisce, I guess.
Tell us your stories. You know, your first gun or your first Christmas gun. If you got a Christmas gun, you know, email us and let us know. I like to hear some stories. Yeah, I can remember the one I was most excited about was my granddad got me a Remington Nylon 66 with the magazines instead of the tube fed, and he had a black one. He got me a brown one. And man, I loved that. I wanted that rifle so bad, and I remember seeing it sitting in the corner. It was at their house, and that tall, long, skinny box sitting over in the corner behind the tree. I was like, "That's it. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. I know it's it.
That's the one."
I wore that rifle out. I still got it. It's a great gun. Man, that thing is light. If I could hit anything with it, I shot so many rounds to the thing. That was one of the guns that I dreamed about. It sounds funny now. Nylon 66 was a dream of, boy, when you were 7 or 8 years old. It was exciting, and I wore that thing out. It still shoots good though.
Oh yeah.
All right, we were roll on. We're gonna wear people out. All right. I'll start coughing. you can join the NRA. Another way you can help out our show, join the NRA, saves you $10. If you use our link, you join the NRA using our link, our webpage, or on our show notes, you can save yourself $10, and you can send us a little bit of love. If you renew, I mean, you can renew or join. So if you already a member and you want to renew or get a gift subscription or whatever, use our link and do that, and we can get some love. I've bought gift subscriptions for nephews and children and everybody else, friends and stuff that were didn't get them, didn't know anything about the NRA, and it's a great gift. It's really reasonable. DVOR, DVOR, they are a clearinghouse for Optics Planet and members only club. If you use our link and buy something, they send us a little bit of love. I did find out that that love expires if you don't use it the hard way. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, that wasn't too much fun, but I know better now. Cross and dot optics. Cross like crosshairs and dot like red dot optics. Cross and dot optics is a new sponsor of the show. Use their link on our show notes, and they will send us a little bit of love. And let's see what else. Laser activated shot reporter, LASRAPP.com is a website. Use the coupon code GANDG. You get 10% discount. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to LASRAPP.com and look at the videos and the descriptions. And use a laser activated pistol, like a SIRT pistol, and use your webcam on your camera. And you can put targets up like I've got behind me here, across the room, and then you can just highlight those targets, the outline of those targets. And then it's got a timer, so it beeps and you start shooting, and it records the shots and with red dots wherever you shot it on your computer screen. And so then you can see where your shot placement was, your split times, the beeper going off, or time for pulling from holster, the time you get your first shot off, second shot, all those kind of things. It's a great app. It's great for this time of year when it's 20 degrees outside, the wind's blowing. You can dry fire in your basement or your bedroom or wherever you want to put it at. So check that out. Hoplite Armor. If you are looking for body armor, there's nothing better than Hoplite Armor. Check them out using our link, and that's our affiliate link on our website or our show notes. And if you buy stuff, they will send us some love. And good people. And I'll let you take the rest.
Frog Lube, the non-petroleum based minty green, just fresh smelling lubricant. It's non-petroleum based. It just works, folks. Me and Troy have been using it for a long time, and Frog Lube became one of our sponsors after we had used the products for a while. It just works, man. You can put it on pretty much anything, rusty bolts, anything, leave it on there, and it'll penetrate into that, and you'll be able to get it out. Really good stuff. Go out and try it. Check them out, froglube.com. Use our promo code God and Guns, and we'll get you a 10% discount when you check out for going out and hooking them up. Last but not least is Crossbreed holsters. If you are carrying a gun on your person, you need to be carrying it in a Crossbreed holster, the most comfortable holster you will ever wear by far. I carry just about all of my guns in a Super Tuck Deluxe, and after you've got it on for, what do you say, Troy, 5 minutes? If once you put the holster on, a couple minutes, you get used
by
to
the end
it.
of the day, at least.
Yeah.
No more than a day, you're ready. I mean, you don't even know it's there.
No, you don't even know you're wearing a holster, after you put the thing on. It just works great.
Put it on right.
If you put it on right. Like I said, Troy and I both carry in the Super Tuck Deluxe. They also make the Mini Tuck, the Freedom Carry, Appendix Carry, Belly Band, Bedside Backup, Ram Mount. Like
Gideon.
I said, the Gideon magazine carrier for your pocket mag. It keeps your magazine standing up in your pocket. Just a bunch of good guys Christian-based organization, and
Mhm.
they make a great product. So go check those guys out. Crossbreedholsters.com. Carry the cross.
Carry the cross. So we got NRA Armed Citizen, Doug. What we got?
NRA Armed Citizen Night comes to us from KHOU, Houston, Texas. It comes from Porter, Texas. Montgomery County Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help in identifying 3 suspects accused of assaulting and attempted to rob an off-duty deputy at a convenience store on Saturday night. According to MCSO, the incident happened around 6:50 p.m. at Summerhill Food Mart, located at 2410 block of Sorters Road. Authorities in Montgomery County say deputy and his wife had stopped at the store to get a bag of ice for a trip. He was in his private vehicle. As the deputy started to put the ice in the ice chest, 2 men approached him and hit him in the head and jaw. MCSO said the suspects continued to assault him and in the robbery attempt. The deputy's wife got out of the truck with a handgun. The deputy and his wife then shot at the suspects and their vehicle. Detectives believe there was a 3rd suspect in the car during the robbery attempt. Several agencies have attempted to locate the suspects with no success. The Houston Police Department has recovered a stolen vehicle believed to be the one used in the incident. MCSO is asking for public's help in identifying the suspects. Crime Stoppers will pay up to $1,000 cash reward and information leading to the arrest of the suspects. If you know anything regarding the incident or suspects, you're asked to call 1-800-392-7867. And that comes to us from KHOU, Houston, Texas.
Wow. 3 people. Well, 2 at least, and potentially 3.
Mm-hmm.
So you know why I switched to Glock 19 and why you switched to Glock 21 and 19? I mean, if you got multiples,
4 rounds for each.
Yeah, I mean, you can carry extra magazines, but get in the head,
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have a deep well on that gun. But times have changed, guys. Burglars are ganging up, or they're turned into gangs. They're coming in 3s and 4s and 5s. And
well, it's just like that video you posted the other day on our Facebook page. The guy comes to the door, looks like the UPS man, and you open the door to let him in and sign for a package, and there was what? He had 3 thugs. He had 3 thugs with him. Not counting him, there were 3 other ones that came in behind him. All of them had guns in their hand.
Yeah,
it's like you got to be able to protect yourself, man. I'm telling you, I got people at work. They know how big of a gun fanatic I am, and how I preach, home protection all the time. And they still don't have guns in their house. And every one of them I made watch that video the other day. I just go around. I'm like, hey, you don't have a gun in your house, do you? And they're like, no, I don't think I need one. I'm like, oh, really? Watch this. What do you think now? So,
where was that at? Is that Atlanta?
I don't remember exactly where it was at. I want to say it was in Georgia, though.
I was thinking it was in Atlanta, maybe. Not too far up the road from you. Well, we're going to wrap this puppy up.
All right.
You guys have any feedback, you can send it to Troy at GodandGunsPodcast.com or
Doug at GodandGunsPodcast.com.
Please tell your friends about us. Like us on iTunes and give us an iTunes review. Like us on Facebook.com/GodandGunsPodcast. You can follow us on Twitter at GodandGunsPod. I've really been failing over there at Twitter here lately. I've not been tweeting. I've not been tweeting. Instagram, you can follow us on Instagram.
Donald Trump to help us out.
I know, man. That guy's a machine.
Yeah, he is.
Instagram, you can search for us on MeWe, and I haven't done much on MeWe either. And website is GodandGunsPodcast.com. Until next time, Doug, you have a blessed week.
And keep your guns close, but keep your Bible closer.
Bye.
Later.